76ers to a triumph. But he was outgunned in the backcourt. Rip Hamilton, after picking Iverson's pocket on that sequence, came down for 2 of his 25 points. He had help. Chauncey Billups, before the severely sprained ankle, put up 24. So between them, the two guards had 49. Then in round 2, Billups out with an injured ankle. That meant that Tayshaun Prince had to pick up the slack, and did he ever. Along with John Berry, who was magnificent in the money quarter and then in overtime. The Prince of the Palace backing down for his last field goal. 20 points in game 2 after not scoring 20 in a single regular season game. He's standing by with Sal Masekela.
I am with the young
points tonight. Games on the way.
The story here tonight, Atkins moves into that backcourt, starting for the Pistons alongside Hamilton, Wallace, Curry, Robinson, Iverson with Snow, Coleman, Thomas, and Van Horn. So both Thomas and Snow, despite playing with foot injuries, are ready to go here for Philadelphia. Philadelphia is 0-8 in playoff series in which they have lost the first 2 games, but that's just history. Doesn't mean a thing to this group led by Iverson. They're determined tonight to climb back in the thick of things. This a must-win for Philadelphia.
It's just history, that's all.
Rip Hamilton for the baseline, attacks for the layup, and it rolls out into the hands of Coleman. Now the Sixers, first set. Snow kicked it inside, and Thomas was cutting to the paint as Chauncey Billups again watches. And keep in mind that that painful injury, he tried it tonight and was not good to go. He said he couldn't play on it. They're hoping that he can go tomorrow night in game 4. Back-to-back, because there's a wrestling event in this building on Monday night. So it puts stress on the 2 benches. Curry on the drive with the left hand to put Detroit ahead.
Yeah, and you talk about the guards being injured. Eric Snow is hobbled as well. Last time down the floor, he had a wide-open 12-footer and elected to pass it.
Here's Van Horn off a curl, gets inside, misses, put back by Coleman for the tie.
And that's what the Sixers need. They need Van Horn to be aggressive in the interior. He's got to take it at Ben Wallace. That time he gets his shot altered just a little bit because Ben Wallace is lurking. But his teammates are there to clean up the mess.
Iverson chasing Hamilton, who turns from the right baseline and knocks down his first field goal in front of friends and family out of Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Close by here. He grew up a Philadelphia 76ers fan. The doctor, Julius Erving, and Charles Barkley were his 2 heroes.
That's a matchup to watch with Allen Iverson on Hamilton. Iverson not enough size to contain Hamilton in the block.
Coleman again off the front of the iron and into Robinson's hands. Atkins hits the head man, who's Curry. Van Horn picks him up over the top, in and out.
Not really their style of basketball, but Curry can score occasionally.
Iverson attacks, put back by Thomas. So that's 2 offensive putbacks on rebounds in the early going for Philadelphia.
Kenny Thomas is a monster on the glass. He's going to stay active, and he's going to get a lot of his points on offensive rebounds.
Robinson off the pick and roll. They move outside to Wallace. Robinson will post Van Horn on the wing. Give it back now to a driving Hamilton, who's fouled and will shoot free throws.
Now watch this. Watch Allen Iverson working off screens. You see how Atkins steps in and impedes his progress? And Allen Iverson never quits moving. That's why these 2 guys, when you talk about Hamilton and Iverson, they're extremely fit individuals. I mean, this guy, he just has cat-like quickness. He's able to blow past people, contort his body, anything to get that ball up.
If you go back, Sean, to Hamilton's collegiate career, and I'm sure it's one of the reasons why the Pistons traded Jerry Stackhouse to Washington for him. He was brilliant in that upset victory over Duke. He came up very big in a big game, and here in the playoffs, when they were digging out from behind that 3-1 deficit against Orlando, he came up big again. So he is a clutch money player, and he has proven it in the playoffs here.
He is a clutch player, and more so they went after him because they knew that he's a scorer and he doesn't need the ball in his hands all the time to make plays.
Derek Coleman has played very well in this series.
Yes he has. And everybody forgets that Derek Coleman used to dominate playoff series. He's got a great mind for the game.
Iverson chasing on Hamilton. Atkins reaches for it. The shot's down to 7. Robinson to pick. Try to get Atkins free. Shake and bake, in and out. So on the road, sometimes the shots don't fall for you like they do at home. It's one of the things about the NBA why that home cooking is so good. Kicked and out of bounds, and it'll go back to Philadelphia. So, Sal, Tayshaun Prince seemed very calm when you were speaking with him.
I think that guy has got ice that is just very, very cool. I don't know what's going on with him, but I do know about Keith Van Horn, and that the fact that the Sixers are going to need a real strong performance from Van Horn in order to win this game. He said that the early foul trouble that he's gotten in this series really has affected his game. He told me that mentally he's going to just try and concentrate on his game, be less emotional, and really try and get out there and focus. And he might have a little inspiration because he just gave birth to his 3rd daughter, Haley, at 7 pounds 8 ounces.
Yeah, Keith Van Horn is the focus here, Sean.
I didn't know men could give birth.
Well, I was gonna, I was gonna give him a pass on that. You had to jump up, Mike. I was gonna let it go, and come on, Sal's a good guy. Congratulations to Mrs. Van Horn.
That's right.
Iverson puts Philly up a deuce. That's their first lead. Now, keep this in mind about this series. Memory serves me correct. Philadelphia has never been more than 3 points ahead in either game, and in both games, Detroit enjoyed double-digit leads back at the Palace. Now, Coleman, that is about 3 rebounds for him and a couple of field goals already in this game. Thomas trying to come down to baseline, cut off, and now double, open Snow, kick outside, Derek Coleman. And again, Sean, Snow passed up a shooting opportunity.
He had a wide open layup, and then he elects to kick that ball out to the 3-point line. That'll tell you that his foot's bothering him.
Pass inside to Wallace for an easy layup. So there are, in game 1, the Sixers led by half a minute. In game 2, 4 minutes and 57 seconds. Coleman's wide open and active on a beautiful feed.
Ben Wallace came from the opposite elbow to try to block that shot. He needs his teammates to contribute on the defensive end as well. They can't just rely on the defensive player of the year.
Sixers are up a field goal now with 7:16 to go in the opening quarter. Hamilton shaking and baking on Iverson, got by him and kissed it off the glass for the deadlock.
Yeah, see, he has the quickness to beat Allen Iverson on the floor. Out in the open floor, Hamilton is a handful.
And he has a size advantage on Iverson, which he is using. Now Allen comes back, answers, kicks again off Coleman's hand. Out of bounds, and it goes back now to Detroit.
Here's Iverson working earlier. Nice pass to Derek Coleman, but you can see the defense not quite there. Ben Wallace near the top of the key comes back. Cliff Robinson needs to come over, make that adjustment.
5 ties already, 10-10, 6:49 to go. Now Snow switches off on Hamilton to give back to Atkins, and Iverson is whistled for the foul. He doesn't like it. Joe DeRosa and Bill Spooner working alongside Eddie F. tonight. Neither does Larry. He agrees with Iverson.
You know, AI gets beat up so often going in that lane. You talk about a guy who's 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, going up there against monsters in the lane, guys that are pushing 240, 250 on a consistent basis. Gets beat up regularly.
Robinson up, firing with the shot clock running down. Fan yells right behind his happy birthday, or look what I've got, huh?
I forgot Cliff could play. Put the ball in the bucket.
Coleman backing Wallace down is fouled by Atkins. That's the first foul against Detroit.
See, that's where you got to let your big man handle him. Derek Coleman on his own. Ben Wallace is the defensive player of the year. Let him work down low in the block. Here's Derek Coleman working against, again, Ben Wallace. And this is a difficult matchup for any power forward trying to score over Big Ben. You have Atkins coming over, and he bails out Coleman.
So Derek Coleman with 6 points, 3 of 5 from the field. Playing like so many people around the league have thought that he would play, but he just, for whatever reason, has never been consistent at any of his stops. But he's looked very determined so far in this series, and Brown needs a big game out of him.
You know, he probably needed to find Larry Brown sooner in his career, earlier, I should say. You know, Larry Brown loves Derek Coleman. For Larry Brown to really love a player, you got to be something special.
Deadlocked again. Hamilton drawing snow this time down the floor, and inside Van Horn all over Robinson. Remember, he had his foul trouble, especially in that last game, that kept Van Horn on the bench. He had 5 personal fouls, and here he has picked up 1 here already.
And that's been the big problem with Van Horn, not necessarily not being aggressive on the offensive end. He's got to stay in the game.
Atkins wide open. It's a 2. So somebody, I believe it was Iverson that time, he's got to chase that man in the corner. Brown and the 76ers will call a timeout. And you leave Chucky Atkins wide open like they did here, Sean, and he'll knock it down on you.
Absolutely. 23 points in game 2. An adequate substitute for Chauncey Billups. Chucky Atkins, you cannot leave a guy like that. He's in the NBA. You can't leave him wide open.
Ladies and gentlemen, the technology offensive has begun.
Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinal. Detroit leads 2-0. They have a 2-point lead here. Who's our legend tonight? Well, Earl the Pearl Monroe, 1990 Hall of Fame inductee. And you can follow the NBA legends on NBA.com with the Love It Live playoff tour. And take a look at our calendar. Busy day tomorrow. Spurs Lakers, game 4. You're not going to want to miss that one. Take the air at 3 p.m. Then TNT will have Pistons, Sixers, Mavericks, Kings. Remember now, ABC Sports will be the new home of the NBA Finals this year.
And you see that tomorrow, these two teams come right back. And how much does that hurt the Pistons when you consider you get that extra day usually for Chauncey Billups to rehab or rest that ankle?
Bad pass. Wallace with the interception. Thomas skies for the defensive board. 1 and out now, and the Sixers come back down looking for another tie. Hamilton on Iverson, who attacks the paint.
Well, if you're the guys in blue, whenever Allen Iverson catches the ball, you must be alert. That time he's able to penetrate from the left side of the floor and lays that ball up almost on the right side of the key.
The Sixers have gone to a double on Atkins now out high. The shot's down inside of 10 seconds. A little bit more aggressive. The defensive end after that timeout for Brown. Wallace maneuvers, goes up high on the iron. Van Horn out, lead pass. Now Iverson. Iverson comes to the left side. Picked off now by Curry, and the Pistons will come back down, deadlocked at 14.
And that's a shot. When Allen Iverson makes it, you know that he's feeling it.
Curry pops out.
I've had Allen Iverson at least 5 or 6 times in this building this year, and sometimes he gets off to a slow start. But come fourth quarter, when this place starts rocking, this guy's impossible to defend.
Iverson puts it down, pull up. Thomas with an offensive rebound.
That's a glass shot. Allen Iverson was 3 or 4 feet away from the bucket. That's when you kiss that ball right off the glass. It softens your shot up a little bit.
Sixers again doing an excellent job on the glass. Iverson splits the D, misses again, but there's Thomas for still another offensive rebound for the 76ers.
Hey, Brent, did I tell you he was a monster on the glass? Kenny Thomas can rebound the ball.
Van Horn posting. Backing Curry down. Has it knocked away from him, and the foul. Late whistle, but Van Horn was fouled.
And you see how Keith Van Horn used his strength and his size that possession? This is what you need come playoff time. He's not giving that ball up. He's going to use his body. He's going to continue to pound, use all that weight and that size. That's how you take the ball to the bucket in May.
Snow sits with that painful foot that he's playing with. Larry Brown will watch his minutes carefully. here tonight, knowing that he needs his point guard back out there again tomorrow night.
Oh, these guys are in such prime condition. It's ironic that the way you stop them is you step on their big toe.
Now McKee is on the floor, and he'll chase Hamilton. Thomas taking Curry, coming off a curl now. Behind the screen is Hamilton, and Coleman on a switch. That means Wallace has got the smaller McKee on him. Feed now to Curry. Knocked away by Van Horn. Loose ball. Curry to the floor. Finds the open Atkins. One on the shot, and McKee will run it down. Iverson cut off from penetrating in the middle. Another offensive rebound for Thomas.
They're going to look at this film in the locker room at halftime. They're going to kick themselves for not putting a body on Kenny Thomas. He's relentless, and he has excellent athletic ability.
Now it's Van Horn on the drive.
How are you going to stop a guy 6'10", 250, 260 pounds when he decides he wants to take the ball to the bucket?
There's the difference in the game. The second chance points. 8-0. And as a result, Philly is up by 4. Advantage on the boards, 13-3, 76ers.
Not coaching. We just were aware of the fact that he wasn't feeling well, and we didn't know, how long. Well, hopefully, he'd make it through the game. And, I say he's a strong man, and he came through like a champ.
Well, Sean, it's been a tough year for Phil. There was a kidney stone. He had great difficulty in passing, and I know that some people thought it was just stress on him. But he was concerned, and he went in for the stress test, and we certainly wish him the best. I don't know if he's able to watch the game here tonight. We'll have to see what that means for tomorrow.
Yeah, I personally hope that he gets back to the sidelines as soon as possible. That team just isn't the same without him on the sidelines. Easily one of the greatest coaches of all time, and you just wish him well.
Well, the Prince has checked in. Tayshaun for the first time. And Buckner comes right off the Philadelphia bench. The runner, he's got an offensive rebound and a putback for a score. He contributes immediately off the Pistons bench. I don't think Detroit's coaching staff can believe what they've seen.
Oh, no, he's been a blessing in disguise. This guy's hand-delivered to their doorstep come playoff time. Kevin O'Neal told me at the beginning of the year he was going to be a player.
McKee and Buckner able to follow up underneath. Now let's watch this duel as Buckner will pick up Prince. You know there's fresh respect for him, and he'll be chasing him down from the baseline on out as Hamilton is now doubled. Into the paint, the pull-up, he's fouled. He'll shoot a pair of free throws. McKee can't believe the whistle.
Yeah, Aaron McKee lets Hamilton catch that ball in his comfort zone, and that's the whole key. McKee is so much stronger than Hamilton. He has that ability to push him out and not allow him to establish position on the block. Because once Richard Hamilton gets in the lane, he's just turning and elevating over the smaller Philadelphia guards.
Kerr on the floor for Detroit, along with Hamilton. Wallace stays in. Prince checks in. Atkins still at the point. Detroit shorthanded. Chauncey Billups not playing tonight because of that injured ankle. Van Horn has stayed out for the 76ers along with Iverson. McKee was an early sub. Buckner checked in, and Hill has given Derek Coleman a rest. 2018, Sixers with a 2-point lead, a minute and a half remaining here in the opening quarter. Iverson breaks free, wrap around, no, but there's Hill, another offensive rebound. Put back was blocked, and Iverson comes up firing. He's really off the mark tonight shooting. And one. Hill. The difference in this game, rebounding, Sean.
Well, before that possession, Philadelphia had already gotten 6 offensive rebounds. They're just destroying the Pistons on the glass here. Ty Hill is a one-man wrecking crew. Iverson gets the ball back, and finally, look at Hill again. This guy's battling underneath on the glass. Just unbelievable effort. And that's what you need to rebound the ball. You don't need athletic ability to throw out sides. We've had terrific rebounders in this league that have been 6'8" and under. It's all about effort.
And that tells the story right there. The difference in this game.
Philadelphia is ready to play. They're ready to protect their home court.
Prince puts it down on Van Horn, up over the top, off the iron. There's little Iverson yanking another rebound down. He'll put it down in a hurry. Stripped.
Nice hands by Atkins. Oh, he's so quick, he's making me dizzy. He's shaking everybody up.
But McKee held his ground and forced him back out. Hamilton seizing the baseline. Underneath is Wallace. He'll kick it back now. They had a fresh 24. Atkins thought he could hit the three, did not. Okur underneath, giving Detroit a lift on the glass. Loose ball, and it's a jump ball.
And Atkins shot that ball. Looked like he was unsure if he was going to pass that over to Tayshaun Prince, who's on the left side, wide open. He went up with it, but Detroit crashing the glass back on Philadelphia.
Thomas returns. Van Horn given his first break of the game. In the early going, it's easy to say this because everybody can see it, but Philadelphia has shown up determined to win a game in this series, and the Pistons really have not climbed into it.
No, they haven't matched the energy or the intensity that the 76ers have put out early on, that's for sure.
Iverson takes Atkins now. The Pistons were even a little bit slow getting to their half-court offense. They're down to 7 now on the shot. Deflected into Okur's hands with 3 on the shot. He's got to go to work on the drive. Blocking foul against Philadelphia.
Wow. I thought that was a charge all day long. I mean, Okur, when you talk about a guy who's 7 foot tall, he put that ball on the ground behind the three-point line. And you see Kenny Thomas at the last minute, looks like he bails out on it, but he was there in plenty of time. It takes a lot of courage, a lot of guts to stand in there when you have a 7-footer who's out of control running at you. It's like trying to catch a car coming downhill.
Teams on the road don't shoot free throws as well as they do at home. And for the life of me, I have never been able to fully understand that. I know there's distractions. Sean, can you help me out on this? I know some fans would, but here, look, there's a great depth of field. I can't imagine anybody bothering a shooter from Detroit.
Somebody asked me the other day if all the balloons and all the stuff behind the basket ever bothered me, and not at all. I thought it was good that the people at least behind the backstop were getting exercise.
Think about it in Detroit in game 2, Allen Iverson. Shot 77%, I believe, during the regular season. Misses 2 huge free throws. Snow off the front of the iron, and that'll do it. So Philadelphia with an 11-5 run to close the quarter, even though Allen Iverson struggled all quarter long, was only 2 of 9. But Kenny Thomas with 4 offensive rebounds.
Kenny Thomas destroying the Pistons on the glass. First Van Horn misses. You see DC cleaning up that mess. AI creating some havoc. There's Kenny Thomas, 2 of his points. Look at Buckner with the offensive tip. AI with the miss again, and Ty Hill. That possession was a thing of beauty if you like rugged, hard-working basketball players.
Nothing to do. Keep on doing your thing and keep on working hard. And obviously, Tayshaun's doing that.
All right, Sal, we see that Corliss Williamson, who has handled his shortage of minutes, especially in game 2, very well, like a professional. Told us before the game, it's all about winning. He's out on the floor right now along with Tayshaun. Thomas misses the shot. Okur couldn't get the handle as he was slipping. Berry also on the floor for the Pistons. Iverson, Thomas, they double Iverson, gets into Thomas, who goes hard to the glass.
76ers are pounding the Pistons inside. 16 points in the paint so far in this game, and that's a surprise when you consider that Ben Wallace is lurking around, and right now, the big fella needs to assert himself defensively at least.
Here's Prince. It's a 2, in and out, and Buckner rebounding off now to Iverson. Iverson left alone, attacks.
Yeah, I look at this game, and Philadelphia is dictating the tempo. They're doing whatever they want on the offensive end. They're forcing Detroit into things they don't want to do on the defensive end, and they're taking it at them. Detroit right now is a step or two slower.
The one thing the Sixers are doing is keeping Big Ben Wallace off the glass. Prince with a miss. Loose ball tracked down by Berry. The three, yes. Huge lift for Detroit.
He's been a big spark for this team. Game 2 in the fourth quarter, he was absolutely amazing, not only with his points, but his defensive presence.
Blocking foul against Berry. Dan Horn returns for Philadelphia. So they're keeping a body shot on Wallace and doing it very well.
They're doing an excellent job. When you consider the way the guy rebounds, blocks shots, he just intimidates people. He pounds balls so hard when he blocks them, it just terrifies you to come in the lane and throw up anything. You're afraid your ball's going to come back with gigantic handprints on it.
Berry with his hands full against Iverson. Iverson's quickness makes it tough for Berry.
He's so quick. This crossover, you're staring at the other side of the court. And he's already 2 or 3 steps behind. You have no choice but to foul.
Got a hand on his hip. 2-team against Detroit here in the early going. Seven-point lead. Remember, when we go into that territory, it's the biggest lead that Philadelphia has ever enjoyed in this playoff series. And the biggest margin of Detroit was 3.
And Allen Iverson really hasn't even gotten himself going. He got those 2 at the free throw line, which is a good sign, but other than that, he hasn't really been able to knock down shots.
Dominant performance on the glass. Coleman back on the floor. Wallace knocked it out of bounds with 19 on the shot.
That's what they need out of Big Ben.
Well, log on to NBA.com for the exclusive 2003 playoff section featuring live post-game press conferences, photo galleries, video highlights, and more. Love it live on NBA.com. Iverson in and out, so he cannot get the shot to fall.
Yeah, no worries here, though. And that was a good-looking shot. Went in and out. When you really worry about your shot, it's when it's going left or right, not when it's long and short.
Iverson 3 of 11. But the Sixers still lead at 29-22 because of their huge rebounding advantage in this game. Back to Iverson. On the money that time, now 4 of 12.
He's too good a shooter to continue to miss. I mean, every time he shoots, he has perfect rotation on his ball.
And Detroit will use a timeout. Iverson now started warming to the task as he scored the Sixers' last half dozen here. And their biggest lead of the series, 31-22.
Well, Allen Iverson, once he starts to feel it, if he starts knocking down jumpers and considering the fact that Philadelphia's pounded Detroit on the interior, that's a recipe for disaster if you're a Pistons fan.
Rick Carlisle will change a defensive assignment. Timeout.
There are 2 basic ways to help protect you in an unavoidable collision. Attempt to insulate you from the unavoidable collision, or try to redefine the word unavoidable. Test drive the BMW 5 Series today.
Timid? Hardly. Controversial? Always.
He should be thrown out of the game even before a warning.
Bobby V's got something to say.
In my opinion.
Bobby Valentine, part of the new Baseball Tonight. Weeknights at 10 and midnight on ESPN.
Gotta tell you, Dave, I've never seen driving like this in all my years. That's right, Dave, another error-filled performance. Truly awful.
The Road to Bristol on ESPN.com, presented by Wendy's Classic Hamburgers.
Ever tried to get a home equity line from a bank? That's why we started eLoan. It's a better way to get cash out of your house. Needless paperwork? Gone. Lender fees? Gone. Waiting for a decision? Ours takes minutes. At eLoan, we believe everyone is entitled to the right loan at the lowest possible rate, based on your credit, not your negotiating skills. You get your cash fast, at a great rate. A bank shouldn't come between you and your money. That's why there's eLoan. Apply now at eLoan.com or call 1-800-ELOAN-22.
Where the heck are you?
On the road.
Get my package?
Opening it now.
Yellow Book? They're here.
Yellow Book all over town. Everywhere I go.
Oh, great.
Yellow Book, Yellow Book, Yellow Book.
I told you guys, we're in trouble.
So you think we could transfer to the
Cell phone division?
After this, we'll be lucky if they stick us on poles. With pigeons?
Today, people are choosing Yellow Book, not the other book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs, brought to you by Sprite, Obey Your Thirst, and the new BMW 5 Series. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Welcome inside Playoff Central. A special guest joining Greg Anthony and I, Michael Olowokandi, center for the Los Angeles Clippers, will kick it with us at halftime. Michael, quick observation from what you've seen so far of the game.
Oh, it was definitely, I think rebounding has been the key in this game. I mean, there's an 18-7 deficit. And I think for the Pistons to reclaim this game or to gain any kind of control of this game, they definitely have to close on the rebounding edge.
All right, G.
Yeah, I mean, you got to like the energy right now that Philly's playing with. Detroit looks a little confused. They haven't been able to get anything offensively.
All right, we, of course, will be back here at halftime, so make sure you stay tuned for the ATT halftime report. But right now, let's head back to Philadelphia.
Kevin, to follow up on that point, right now, Philadelphia has more offensive rebounds, 10, than total rebounds for Detroit. Now let's talk about 0-2. These are the teams that have managed to come back from 0-2 and win a series. The last time it happened in the NBA, 1995. Philadelphia has never done it. They are 0-8, but they're looking good here in the early going of this third game against Detroit. Energy, and effort, a big difference. 21-8, the total rebounding edge. Hamilton missing. Tap loose, and Corliss Williamson tracks it. On the drive, missing again underneath. Wallace back with a fresh 24.
Big Ben starting to assert himself on the glass.
And Hamilton nets a 3.
Well, if you're going to continue to give teams possessions, and both teams are guilty of it, they're not completing their defense. They're allowing teams to shoot balls, get the ball back. It's like, hey, here, try again.
9 on the shot. McKee hits an attacking Thomas from the glass, and the foul called. And Allen Iverson poked to the eye.
Again, going back to how do you stop these guys? You either step on their feet or you poke them in the eye. Anything else, and they're impervious. Nothing bothers them.
It's interesting to watch Larry Brown. He wouldn't even look at Allen. He says, "You're not hurt." And Randy Ayers and the assistants, they were looking with great concern at Allen over there. And now, Larry said, "You're not hurt if I look away." Oh, yeah.
You know, there's some guys out there, when they go down, everybody rushes up to make sure they're okay. And some guys look like they get creamed by a bus, and they get up, they still continue to play.
Now, what do you think of Game 3 of that series now? With Chris Webber not playing for the Kings, the Mavericks exploded on him down in Dallas in Game 2. What are your thoughts, Sean?
Wow. You know, it's either team series. I still think the Kings can win. They have so many weapons, but the way the Mavericks played the other night, who can tell?
You know, it's been my experience in the NBA that in the short term, and tonight would be the short term,
right?
Beware the team that has lost the injured player. The determination of the rest of the players. Turkoglu may get a few more moments. They can spread the floor. They can do things to him. In the long run, it will damage a team like Sacramento greatly. But beware the Kings tonight, folks. That's been my experience around the NBA.
Well, when you have your star player out, you usually come out like a rabid animal. But again, you're exactly right. You lose the energy, you lose that depth. And even if they do get past this round, no Chris Webber, no finals. There's no way that they're going to be able to beat the Spurs or the Lakers. You need that inside presence.
Corliss missing on the shot inside, and it's 1 and out. Van Horn digging out another rebound. Thomas has played very well on the glass, picks it up, gets it back, and now Coleman couldn't get the handle. Was going to shoot it. Van Horn misfires. And Williamson fouling Thomas on the rebound on that side. And Allen Iverson taking a seat now and watching here with 7:40 to go in the half.
That was just a tough bounce there. Corliss Williamson had Kenny Thomas boxed out. There's no way that Thomas was going to get around him, but that ball bounced so far back that Kenny Thomas had a beat on it.
Snow up firing.
And he has the ability to knock down that shot on a consistent basis. He just needs to take more of them. He had that shot to start the game, passed it up. Maybe a little reluctant because of his foot. But that shot looked pure.
From the perimeter. Bad miss and air ball, and Detroit on that set never able to penetrate inside the arc. They didn't even try. Knocked away from Van Horn into Robinson's hand.
And Van Horn got away with an offensive rebound. He used his off arm to hook it around Tayshaun Prince.
And again, here's Detroit staying out at the perimeter now.
Van Horn's story has been foul trouble. He got away with one there.
Effort on the inside by the 76ers. Robinson attacks finally. Kick it back outside though for the three. Yes! With the shot clock running down, Atkins hits a huge three, and it's 34-28.
That was a close one.
McKee loads up Thomas against Robinson. Back now to Snow. They play two-man. Thomas fouled by Robinson. He knew it. Clifford knew it.
Kenny Thomas is a bear in the block area. He's posting everybody up. Doesn't matter. He's so athletic and explosive. It's extremely difficult to guard him. Here's Cliff Robinson here. Nice penetration. Sucks that defense in. Atkins barely gets that ball away. Sometimes that's the type of time you need. You don't want to have too much time to look at those wide open threes. You need to catch them and go up with them right away.
Thomas came to Philadelphia from Houston. Played collegiately at New Mexico. One of two that time, and it's 35-28. It's a 7 with 6:05 to go here in the first half. And Iverson, who's back on the floor, picks up Atkins high.
Now looking at Allen Iverson against these guards, one reason that he may not score as many points in the fourth quarter is because he's having to run off tons of screens.
Hamilton turns it over. He was hit in the face. Thomas back from Iverson, and good hustle defensively by Prince.
Oh, nice job by Tayshaun Prince to get back and save a highlight. Spectacular dunk.
So we will take a break. Rip Hamilton shaken up on the play. Timeout.
You can be fast, or you can be strong. Or you can find a way to be both. What's my thirst? Doing whatever it takes.
It's about that time.
What's yours?
It's about that time.
Well, we went out searching for some waves. It was pretty mellow, actually.
Man, chill out. I'm trying to eat.
The car ride out was good, except Luke kept taking his shoes off. Luke!
Oh! Wow, Luke.
We found this secret little surf spot. When we got there, the beach was totally empty. After a whole day of surfing, we just wanted to crash out.
A new Honda Element. Go with it.
Pretty intense, isn't it?
For in-your-face home theater action, come to Best Buy. From Sony Plasma TVs to Bose Surround Sound, we'll help find the system that's right for you. Get into the action at Best Buy.
I'm the first woman to dunk in the WNBA, but I won't be the last.
I am not unique because I'm part of a team.
I am always trying to win.
I am what I am. Can you handle that?
I am on a journey, but I am not alone.
You look back historically at the Detroit Pistons, coached by Chuck Daly, and in 89-90, they were the dominating influence in the NBA. Isaiah Thomas was the trigger man. Next to him was Joe Dumars, who's now the general manager and architect of the successful run here by the Pistons this year. Nobody muscled with the bad boys. Lambeer, Rick Mahorn. Mahorn, one of their broadcasters now, is aging very gracefully, Sean, for someone who used to. Johnny Most, the late radio broadcaster with the Celtics, used to have some fun with Mahorn. Oh, my.
All those guys are aging gracefully. Saw Joe Dumars before the game, see Bill Lambier almost to every game.
There is Joe. Deserves an awful lot of credit for the moves that he has made with this team, starting with Grant Hill on that sign and trade package and brought Ben Wallace into Detroit. His moves have been just outstanding from a personnel standpoint. Thomas missing in underneath. There's another offensive rebound, a putback, and Detroit is just being mauled on the glass in this game. I mean, if this was a prize fight, folks, the ref would step in and stop it. This is brutal.
I agree with you, kid. It starts with Kenny Thomas throwing the haymakers and Tyrone Hill with those uppercuts.
From the perimeter, Pistons are trying to stay alive. They're shooting about 36% in this game after hitting 45 and 48% in the first two games of this series. Thomas, that knockdown 10-footer.
He's been a real bonus for this team because he has that athletic ability and he's fierce underneath. He's a terrific complement to Tyrone Hill.
Clear out now for the Prince. Thomas stays right with him. Swings in with that left hand, not this time, and Thomas off with the rebound.
I'd like to see a little ball movement before you start playing one-on-one basketball. Gives you a better chance to score instead of coming down and trying to go one-on-one with the defense set.
Snow objecting, and there's a technical on Hamilton. Snow objected.
Yeah, he objected with his body. He didn't have to say anything, but you saw that chicken wing come out. He was unhappy with the contact. Here's the incident. Right there, Hamilton slapping down.
You know, I think he's still objecting to the fact that Allen Iverson mauled him down here a couple of minutes ago. And he was upset about that. Of course, his family and friends are here. Cost him 62 tickets during the regular season. He was not that successful for a playoff game. And there as he yanked on Snow's hand, he sort of pulled him back. And
well, I don't think you should get a technical for getting wrapped up with a guy. This is playoff basketball. Now if he says something back to Snow and they start jabbing each other, jarring at each other, well, that's a whole different story. But getting a technical foul for fouling a guy is stretching it just a little bit.
Now Ben Wallace is back on the floor for Detroit, and he becomes a critical factor, not just tonight. I don't think anybody's going to be shocked if Philadelphia makes this a 2-1 series coming back to the home floor. But Detroit needs Wallace to step up like he did late against Orlando in that series.
He was so intimidating and so dominant on the defensive end. It was a sight to watch. He was absolutely obliterating shots in the lane.
Iverson and Atkins going bump in the night. Van Horn switches off on Hamilton. Snow is there to double, and there's suddenly 5 on the shot, and Hamilton up firing as a result. And look at that under the glass. All white. They seal Wallace off with 2 bodies. Come with a rebound. Other end, Thomas beats him back down the floor. Up over Robinson. The Sixers are out hustling and outplaying Detroit badly here in the first half.
And the Pistons aren't running any offense. They're going one-on-one every time down the floor. It can be Tayshaun Prince in the post. That time is Rip Hamilton on the perimeter. They need better ball movement. Everybody needs to get involved and touch the basketball.
And the coaches and the players on Detroit are starting to chip away at the referees. A sure sign when they start begging in this situation and you're being out-rebounded like this, a sure sign that things are not going your way. Detroit badly needs to regroup here.
Or you've lost your focus. You can't get caught up with the referees. Look at Kenny Thomas. He can score down in that block area. Nice spin move, elevates. Allen Iverson has him wide open in the open floor. You saw the eye contact. Kenny Thomas using that size, athletic ability. No one even contests that shot.
The eyes. Allen Iverson here as he comes back out.
See, Detroit's got some ball movement now. They're moving bodies instead of going back to that one-on-one offense they were playing the last two possessions.
Most of the shots for Detroit at the perimeter. And Prince again, a fine defensive play with his long arms. Robinson the three, missing again. And here comes Snow.
And every time the Sixers get a rebound or a steal, they're pushing the ball.
Knocked away and into Hamilton's hands finally. Iverson's back though.
Hamilton has size on him.
And Atkins drains the three ball, so they're sticking with the home run ball here. 44-33 and 2:50 to go in the first half. Iverson on a pick and roll to Hill, who's fouled and will shoot free throws.
You know, for such a tight pick and roll, I'm surprised that there's no weak side help there.
Got a timeout. 76ers looking smooth so far at home.
Ready for this? I was made for this. 1, 2, 3.
On June 6th.
Let's see what this thing can do.
It's not what you drive.
We settled this on the blacktop.
It's how you live.
I got a problem with authority.
Too fast, too furious. Rated PG-13.
Something remarkable is at your fingertips. Now you can call anyone in America for 3 cents a minute, 39 cents to connect. And not only is it 3 cents anywhere in the US, but also to Canada and to Western Europe. Introducing 1010-987. There's no monthly fees, nothing to sign up for. All you do is dial 1010-987 so you can use it right now. Hey, a rate this low never went so far. 1010-987.
The BMW 5 Series has changed very little since its introduction in 1997. And with good reason. Because over the last 7 years, it's won more awards and accolades than any other car in its class. Begging the question, what could possibly be changed to improve it? The least price. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs, brought to you by Coors Light. Cool down easy. Rock on.
Philadelphia enjoying the lead because they're rebounding. Now we're going to let Eddie F. Rush explain to you why he called a technical foul on Rip Hamilton.
Contact after the whistle was blown.
Yeah, well, how about the other guy? What was that? What did you do?
He called a foul out top. He continued, and then you fouled him. Technical foul. Dead ball foul. That's the rule.
So Eddie F. Using the rule book, dead ball foul. Second whistle, technical on Rip Hamilton, and you can decide as to whether or not it was a dead ball foul. That would be.
Yeah, well, you know, players always argue their calls, and no one in the history of the NBA has ever fouled anybody. But I agree with the Hamilton on that call. I mean, it's contact, and you're going to have contact come this time of the year, and the fouls are going to be a little bit harder. And you know, you save those technicals for the big ones.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it, with Eddie F. and his crew in here, how many more free throws the 76ers are shooting. It's just one of those things in the NBA that you have to overcome. Now, you know it's coming.
Well, the whole
team. You just must deal with it, and you must get to the free throw line. Now, one of the reasons why Detroit's not getting to the line, in my opinion, they're standing out here at the arc and playing long ball.
And the home team is a lot more aggressive. There's no question about it. Philadelphia's controlled this game.
Hamilton tries to be aggressive, has to send it back to Robinson with 10 on the shot. Now Rip's got it back, and he's got a one-on-one against Snow. 6 on the shot. Atkins recognizes it, kick back. Robinson will have to go, 1 on the shot. Into Hill's hands.
Excellent defense by the 76ers. They made every single Pistons player play outside of their comfort zone. They made them put the ball on the floor. They didn't let them feel comfortable on the perimeter.
Iverson, offensive rebound again for the little man this time.
Yeah, how discouraging is that? You finally get a long bounce and you keep it away from their big men, and their guards get the offensive rebound on you.
3 up to the top, and Coleman, and there is another one, but I believe that's off the top. That goes over. That's no offensive rebound. Sideline ball, Detroit. That was clearly an up over the top ball. I was surprised that the whistle was so late.
It's almost like a 5-on-3 rebounding drill right now, the way the 76ers are controlling the glass.
Down to 10 on the shot. Prince attacks. Foul. He'll shoot a pair of free throws. That was a power move, but the slam would not stay down.
And he got it really, really high. Here he is jumping off that right leg.
What's interesting is you watch this in real speed. Watch, Thomas thinks he's coming to his left because he has throughout the series. That time, he took it back to the right, and the baseline was wide open. Thomas was overplaying him to the left-hand side because that's his tendency.
Derek Coleman's got to be careful here because he's upset about that call. Taking his time leaving the court.
He's still complaining.
After that shot, guys, Coleman looked at Tayshaun Prince and said, "Get that shot out of here."
He's lucky he fouled him. That would have been the opening for Sports Center.
It's an 11-point lead. Final minute and a half here of the opening half. Kevin will, I'm sure, update you on the Phil Jackson story out in Los Angeles. Still to come. Dallas and Sacramento right after this game. Opportunity here for Detroit to whittle away, have something positive to build on. Again, the end of quarters in the NBA can be so big, especially the end of the half.
They're crucial.
Iverson called for the foul, and there is what Eddie F. Rush told you about in our soundbite before the ball game. He said, "Do not battle through screens, go around them." And Prince defensively, with his long arms, has contributed here tonight. That's exactly what Eddie F. told Iverson and everybody before the game started. Do not battle through screens, go around them. And there it is.
That's a good point. You see those guys wrestling, though, underneath on that clip there, and you wonder why a foul isn't called every time down the floor. And that shows you that technical foul on Hamilton may be a bit premature because these guys are going to battle and they're going to wrestle half the time.
Well, here it is. See Iverson? And he says, "Wait a minute, I was trapped in there. I was."
I like how he just stiffened up. He was trying to get the offensive foul called.
Inside of a minute. Snow with that little J, not there. Hill couldn't tap it home, and Wallace down with the rebound.
And Tyrone Hill just mistimed a tip dunk.
If there's an inside thing going on in this series, it's pretty interesting. It's how well Philadelphia has kept Wallace from totally dominating the glass like he did against Orlando. Hamilton's 3-ball. And Prince, long arm again, contributing.
Obviously, they're happy with Prince going one-on-one on this wing against the big men of the 76ers.
Last shot time. Prince will bring it on down now to 10 seconds.
He's got to take this ball to the bucket.
And he travels. He turned into a popper on that play.
You can't shuffle those feet. You see that right leg slide a little bit, and he doesn't even argue that call.
Well, our out-of-nowhere guys, Ken Dryden, led Montreal to a Stanley Cup. Tim Smith, electrifying the Super Bowl. And K-Rod Rodriguez coming in to help the Anaheim Angels win the World Series. And there you can see that during the regular season, the four, including Tayshaun, did not contribute. Five seconds to go here in the first half.
He's definitely done it, though, in this postseason. I had Game 7 in Detroit with Orlando, and Tayshaun Prince just blindsided the Orlando Magic.
Against the clock. Yes! They'll check the replay monitor. It wasn't even close.
No, it was all good. And that just epitomizes the way the 76ers have played this half. They've dominated, and everything they've done has come up golden. Nice pass to Eric Snow, nice stop and pull up, plenty of time, nothing but the bottom. And Eric Snow, playing with a bum foot, has come through big and contributed magnificently in the first half.
Thomas, 10 points, 11 rebounds, and he's with Sal.
Kenny Thomas, last game you had 19 rebounds, already have 11 in this first half, and you guys have been able to keep Ben Wallace off the boards. He only has 3. How important has this rebounding thing been here in this third game?
That's unbelievable. He only has 3 rebounds. That's kind of incredible. But the whole thing is that last night. Tonight's a different night. We got to try and get a win and go make the series 2-1 and come out tomorrow and get another win.
What's the key for you guys in the second half? Obviously, you're happy to be home and you got the hometown crowd, but what is going to be the key for you guys to stay in this thing and keep this lead?
I mean, the fans here are great. It's the playoffs and everybody's excited. So basically in the second half, we got to come out with a lot of energy like we did in the first half.
All right, man. Thanks. Back to you, Brent. Thank you.
All right, Sal, the AT&T halftime report is coming up, and I want Kevin and Greg to ask Michael Olowokandi of the Clippers, where is he going to be playing next year? You got one of the free agents there. It's our AT&T halftime report coming up next. Allen Iverson knew he was going to be in a fight here tonight. And he had a lot of help from the big fellas because the difference in the first half was on the glass. A 21-9 difference in second chance points in this game. Huge.
Leaving my job to start Amazon.com was a tough decision because we didn't know if anybody would buy anything online. In the first 30 days, we shipped to all 50 states and 45 different countries.
Well, in the early stages of Flextronics, the company was relatively small. Today, we have approximately 95,000 employees. I rarely travel anywhere in the world where I don't see products that we make.
Back in 1981, we knew digital technology was going to create a new market for analog integrated circuits. Today, linear technologies has even exceeded what I dreamed could be possible.
Entrepreneurs need to have a vision, but they also have to be flexible enough to change.
The trick is constantly moving, constantly innovating.
It is having a point out in the future that you're driving to and searching for ways to really influence the world.
NASDAQ is focused on the future and changing the way people do things.
Linear technology.
Amazon.com.
Flextronics, listed on NASDAQ. NASDAQ 100 companies.
Behind them is a snippy maitre d',
wilted Caesar. In front of them is a family drama playing itself out. But right now, life is perfect. Thanks to a full moon, a powerful engine, and the Autobahn-tested suspension of the Acura RL.
The unexpected can be planned for. Tires with proven stopping power. On the wings of Goodyear.
There's only 2 ugly people in the world, and your mama's both of them.
You know, your mama's so fat, she stepped on the dollar and made change.
I heard your mama's so ugly, she robbed the bank with no gun, just stuck her head over the counter and say, put that money in that bag. Stick 'em up. Stick 'em up.
Timing was a little off.
Oh, timing was a little off. Timing is way off.
You're not funny.
Tell it over a great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Up top.
Welcome to the AT&T Halftime Report.
Eric Snow helping to lead the way as the Sixers sit on a halftime cushion. It's a buzzer beater. It's good. Eric Snow, 7 points.
Yeah, 1 rebound, 1 assist. He's working on a single-double.
Thanks, Greg. Hey, and don't forget, tomorrow, Spurs and Lakers at 3 Eastern on ABC. Coverage begins with NBA shoot-around. It's the Western Conference semifinals, Game 4. And, of course, the big news is, will Phil Jackson be there for the game? Phil Jackson underwent angioplasty surgery this morning, and he is now in doubt for Game 4. For more, let's head out to Los Angeles, where David Aldridge has more.
The Los Angeles Lakers won on Friday night to close within 2-1 in their best-of-7 conference semifinal with the Spurs, but obviously the big news, Phil Jackson undergoing a procedure on Saturday morning to open up his artery, which was 90% blocked. His status for Sunday's game is uncertain. We have Jim Clemens here, who will be the acting coach if Phil can't go tomorrow. Clem, what is the mood of the team after getting that kind of news?
Well, we all have coach in our prayers and thoughts, and hopefully he'll be able to attend the game and be successful with us. But the fact remains right now it's an unknown. We'll find out tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning, whether he'll be able to attend the game or not.
How hard was it for him to get through Game 3?
Well, you know, coming in and prior to, he said he wasn't feeling well. And in fact, yesterday he kind of joked that he might have to rub his heart to keep his breath going. And but he didn't make any overt overtures I'm aware of. We just felt that he wasn't his usual self on the bench, and with good reason. So the fact remains is that hopefully that this will be successful, was successful, and will happen tomorrow.
If he can't go tomorrow, you know, you guys know what you have to do against the Spurs. I don't think that changes, but is there anything just on the bench psychically that the team will miss if Phil's not there?
Well, like I tried to tell the people during the news conference is that, you know, the best person that knows his team is the head coach. You know, assistant coaches, we're around, you know, day to day doing what we do. But it's the head coach's team, and he feels the reins. He knows his horses. He knows the strategy that he wants to bring forth at particular times. And anyone other than that is merely guessing and speculating. And the one thing that you have to do is, once again, we have a system. The system is in place. We'll let the system run itself. And if I have to do it, if I can manage timeouts, manage matchups, that's the best that I can do. Hopefully we'll knock down some shots and play some good, solid defense.
Jim, good luck to you tomorrow. Phil Jackson will undergo additional tests on Sunday morning to determine if he can be around for Game 4. Back to you.
David, thanks a lot. I am joined by my partner, Greg Anthony, and Michael Olowokandi of Los Angeles Clippers, hanging out with us. Michael was on the road, so we forgive him for not wearing a suit. It's all right. We'll let that go. Meanwhile, quickly, Greg, Phil Jackson, and how will this affect the Lakers?
Well, it could have some impact if you think about it, and Jim Clemens alluded to it. The fact that, you know, when it comes down to making matchup changes, saving timeouts, things of that nature, his feel may be somewhat different from what Phil Jackson will do, but I think there's still a calming effect on this team. I think going into this game, they understand that there's still a sense of urgency. They have to win this game to really start to put some pressure on the San Antonio Spurs, and everybody's heart goes out for Phil Jackson, and we all hope that turns out well, but more importantly for that team, they're going to have to come out and play extremely hard, just like they did in Game 3. That kind of energy will win that series for them. If they don't display that kind of energy, they're going to be going home.
All right, meanwhile, Michael, you shared a building with the Lakers for the last few years, and you know these guys better than anybody else. Will it mess with them, or will the leader step up?
Obviously, Phil Jackson's very, very important to that basketball team. The Lakers are very experienced. They've won 3 championships in a row. I think that my lack of experience in terms of being able to play at a very high, caliber of basketball with that Phil Jackson is going to be up to a few of the guys on the team. Shaq, Kobe, and a few of the silent leaders also are quite experienced. The likes of the Rosses and Robert Horry to step in there and pick up the slack. But then, most importantly of all, the big two, Shaq and Kobe, have to step in and not just necessarily lead by example alone, but then get the team going.
I was going to say one key point, too. Remember, this is going to be like a Game 7 for the Lakers. So that's going to help, I think, Jim Clemens somewhat, because Shaq and Kobe are going to play, in essence, about 43, 44 minutes. So he's not going to have to worry as much about substitutions unless there's foul trouble or injury. And I think that will help this team. They have to take a 7th-game mentality.
All right. Meanwhile, you know what has helped Larry Brown? Kenny Thomas. He has been fantastic in our game. Kenny Thomas came in with rebounding on his mind, and that's exactly what KT is doing. Thomas, 11 rebounds in the first half. We'll be back with more in a moment.
This halftime report is presented by the world's networking company, AT&T.
Veronica? Yeah? Would you like to go to McDonald's with me? No, I wouldn't, Steve. It's Sam. Whatever.
I'll go, Sam. Wow. McDonald's and a man like you? A girl would be crazy to pass that up.
That was really cool, Aunt Tiffany. What?
Are you a real fan? Want to go to the playoffs? Who's going to win it all?
Here, baseline draw.
Looking for some playoff gear? Having fun yet? Need a score? Want the inside scoop? Then log on to NBA.com and be a part of the 2003 NBA playoffs. For polls and chats, log on to NBA.com or America Online keyword NBA.com.
NBA.com, right?
Experience the NBA online. NBA.com.
Are you ready to save $200? Gateway announces $200 off our fully featured 300S home desktop, featuring an Intel 2.2 gigahertz processor, plus a CDRW DVD combo, a 17-inch monitor, and of course, shipping's always included. Are you ready? Call, click, or come in today for Ready Tech Go savings, only from Gateway, featuring the Intel Celeron processor.
Homeowners, what would you do to avoid the stress of qualifying for a home loan?
Anything.
AmeriQuest Mortgage understands why you hesitate, and that's why we've made getting a loan so easy. With 2 decades of experience, AmeriQuest has perfected the art of the no-stress home loan. To experience that for yourself, call AmeriQuest at 1-800-542-9130 or go to AmeriQuest.com. That's 1-800-542-9130. Call AmeriQuest, the company that knows you are more.
Welcome back to the AT&T Halftime Report.
Thursday night, something I've never seen in an NBA basketball game. 83 first-half points by the Dallas Mavericks. They win 132-110 in a game that was just old-school ABA flavor. 44 points in a quarter. These are all the records that they set. And I don't know, watching the game, I was just in disbelief at times. I was like, is anybody going to play defense? Is anybody going to miss a shot? Greg, your reactions and your thoughts as we look forward to Game 3 now.
Well, I mean, Chris Webber injury is going to somewhat, I think, be the storyline in this game. But for me, if you think about what happened with the Mavericks, as great as they were offensively, and I know Sac scored 61 points in that first half, but their defense, they were a much more active basketball team. They were contesting shots. They were active with their hands. And so much of defense, just like rebounding, is about attitude and effort. And for the first time in many moons, the Dallas Mavericks displayed effort in that game defensively, and that gets you going offensively. So I think if you're Dallas, you want to come out with the same mentality, trying to get after it, not thinking about the Chris Webber scenario, but just playing with a lot of aggression, because that helps you offensively, which is where they're their best.
Michael, were you blown away by that game? Have you ever seen anything like that before in your life?
I mean, obviously, the Chris Webber presence playing for the Sacramento Kings obviously was a big deal between those two teams. But I mean, if anything, this time around, I think it'll give the Keon Clarks an opportunity to come out and shine. And I think, Keon Clark is more of a defensive player, more than an offensive player.
That's Greg's guy, right?
Yeah,
He's UNLV. That's
Stickman can score. Stickman can score now.
Exactly.
Don't sleep.
When we talk about defense wins championships, it's very, very important. Obviously, because possessions during the playoffs, people are a little bit more careful. But then also important will be Vladdy's play.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what he does.
To come in, set up that inside presence, and be the separation between the two teams.
All right, we're going to talk to Michael more throughout the game, because we got to talk about his situation. What's going on with Michael? Where in the world is he going? Because he's an Englishman. He could end up playing overseas somewhere. Who knows? Rip Hamilton doing his thing.
This halftime report is presented by the world's networking company, AT&T.
Well, it's really good.
You were so cute when you met my dad for the first time.
Oh, he's real big. He's like 6'6", and he's got a beard. He looks like Abe Lincoln.
Oh, dear.
I need to go to the men's room. You want to come with me?
Sure.
Your hair looks great tonight.
Thanks, just got it done.
Did you bring a comb?
Oh, yeah, of course.
You're not a woman. Why use a woman's shampoo? Try new Suave for Men Deep Cleaning Shampoo. Get your hair just as clean as her brand for half the price. New Suave for Men.
Who are you?
I'm God.
Please. How many fingers am I holding up?
7.
Aha!
When you leave this building, you will be endowed with all my powers.
This Memorial Day, if you think God works in mysterious ways,
Hey, who's here?
wait till you see Bruce. Jim Carrey is Bruce Almighty.
I swear my boobs are bigger.
Rated PG-13, May 23rd.
This is a test. This is the big test. Right now at participating Honda dealers, you can join the big test ride. The world's biggest production motorcycles. Goldwing 1800, VTX 1800. And it just keeps getting bigger because you can ride off with low 6.9% APR financing. To find out more, just go to Honda.com and join the biggest test ride in motorcycle history.
Thinking about life insurance? On Mother's Day? You're such a mom. Life insurance, loans, retirement. AIG. We know money.
Are you in on it? Go to cheaptickets.com for better deals on hotels, cars, airfares, and more. Now find the lowest hotel prices, 110% guaranteed, only at cheaptickets.com.
So we're back in Philadelphia. The 76ers lead it
48-37 here. Down a couple of games in this series. And Sean, let's take a look at our Sprite mad skills.
Well, everybody forgets that rebounding is a skill. There's Kenny Thomas following the miss by Allen Iverson. Watch his man-sized board. He pops that into his hands. Kenny Thomas staying active again. Did a tremendous effort in that first half, and Allen Iverson finally throws Kenny Thomas a bone. Hey, you've been bailing us out 4 or 5 possessions. Let's give you an opportunity to score. And that's your Sprite mad skills.
Ben Wallace has been quiet so far in this game. 3 rebounds. Compare that with Thomas, who has 11 in this game. And Sal, what were you able to find out about Ben Wallace?
I talked to assistant coach Kevin O'Neill, and he wasn't really so much concerned that Ben Wallace only had 3 rebounds. He felt that the Sixers did a really good job putting a couple of bodies on him. He said it's the rest of our team and rebounding. He said guys are standing around, and Allen Iverson is floating around and getting offensive rebounds. He said we're playing like we won 5 games in this series, and we just need to get out here and play intense and get on the boards.
All right, Sal. Coleman has another offensive rebound and second chance points. Speaking of Kevin O'Neill, looks like he's going to be a candidate, and a good one, for the head coaching job of the Toronto Raptors. Former head coach at Northwestern, Marquette, Tennessee. Outstanding basketball man, and Sean, he'd be a fine choice up there.
Yes, he would, and I'm a little biased because I used to babysit for his son. I've known Kevin since my junior year in college, and I have nothing but good things to say about him. He's an excellent basketball coach. He has an excellent basketball mind.
He tip you well?
Always.
That away.
And what he was saying is exactly right. Coming out of the locker room, the Pistons all year long, Brent, they've relied on Ben Wallace to clean up the glass, block all the shots. But when the guys are putting 2 or 3 bodies on him, the other guys got to respond, and they got to go get the ball.
Sean, we talked about Detroit's offense staying at the perimeter. We researched it, and over the last 14 minutes, the Pistons made only 1 2-point field goal. They hit 4 trays during that span, but they just were not getting the ball on the inside, and there they are, missing another 3.
No, they only had 6 points in the paint in that first half. 6.
Remarkable domination by Philadelphia inside in this game.
And that's also why they're not getting to the line nearly as much as the 76ers as well, because they're relying on that outside jumper instead of taking the ball to the bucket or pounding it inside and getting points in the paint area.
Detroit came in with a 5-game winning streak in the NBA playoffs. In and out, and it goes over as Thomas, reaching back in, committed to personal. Well, the Sixers' domination, Sean, has sort of choked the life out of this game. Would you agree? I mean, the crowd's quiet, sitting back, rather confident.
Exactly. I mean, what do they have to get excited about besides offensive rebounds?
Knocked out by Derek Coleman. Listen, we got to get out of here quickly after this baby's over. What do we got? Sugar Ray and a rock concert next door. The Phillies, huh?
Yeah, concerts, baseball games, and of course, Brent
Don't stop for so many autographs, will you? I can't get out of here, folks. Sean's the most popular man this side of Allen Iverson.
Yeah, you're always taking off and leaving me.
Hey, Brent, I got you some backstage passes to Sugar Ray because I knew you were such a fan.
Upside, Sal, the music man, comes through. Yeah, I can't wait to go see Sugar Ray. Got all his recordings, Sal. That's 3 on Iverson.
You're a piece of work. You know that? I think you know that anyways.
Robinson puts it down. Battles his way in, and here's our little guy. He's fun to watch when he gets it going. Short that time. And he hasn't shot well tonight, has he, Sean?
Oh, no, he hasn't. That time Hamilton did a great job contesting that shot. Looked like he might have gotten it blocked.
Robinson misses the 3. And off with that man again. Thomas, he's having a career game.
He's doing a tremendous job of keeping his body on the Pistons on the interior.
Good play by Curry. Atkins will try to attack with it. No foul. Thomas did a good job defensively. Atkins wanted the foul, didn't get it.
You see how Kenny Thomas played the middle of that 2-on-1 break. And Eric Snow there to clean up or tap that rebound out. But Kenny Thomas did a tremendous job. He was caught in a 2-on-1, and he did it exactly how you would teach in practice. He spaced the two players and made them take a shot they didn't want to take.
Down the middle for Rip. Iverson. And Wallace reaching back in. You know, we've been talking about Wallace. He has registered double-digit rebounds in every playoff game he's been involved in. And we'll keep an eye on that stat. He's played in 19 postseason games, and he has 10 or more in each of them. Only two players in NBA history have had a longer such streak at the start of their careers, Wilt Chamberlain and Walt Bellamy. Van Horn's three, and he drains it.
A nice ball movement gets Van Horn that shot. Allen Iverson working on the opposite side. Does a tremendous job finding Van Horn, spotting up at the three-point line. Nice balance here. Picture perfect jumper.
That's a 7-0 run to start the second half.
Mavericks have outscored the Kings by 33 points in the 64 minutes that Nick Van Exel has been on the court in the series. Kings and Mavs coming up next. Wonder what Nick is listening to.
Kevin, he was listening to you. 55-37. Sal, you're looking real sharp tonight, my friend. You are headed for that concert. Now look at that. I mean, all right. Hey, you know what? I gotta brag about my guy. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. Nobody should forget that. You know what? He got his mom a ticket to go see the Lakers tomorrow in Game 4, San Antonio. Sal, that's being a real nice son, my friend.
Thank you very much. You know, I got to treat my mom like the queen that she is. But, you know, you were talking about Ben Wallace and those 3 rebounds. I talked to him before the game. I said, Ben, you are on track now with 19 straight double-digit rebound games. I said, you're on track to compete with Wilt Chamberlain, who had 160 straight double-digit rebound games. And he didn't know about the stat. He said, really, that stat exists? He said, man, I got a long way to go.
He's got a long way to go just tonight. Tap that ball back out. He's got to try to keep it going, Sal. Robinson.
You know what? I think that he is going to get the double digits. This guy's emotional. He's a leader of his squad. You watch him. There's a lot of time left in this game.
Yes, there is.
Hamilton makes the field goal. The Pistons need an emotional lift, and they had gone 6:22 of game time without a field goal. They were 0 for 7 in that span, and now Wallace tracks it down and just trying to get some positive vibrations. Rims in and out, and there's that man again, Thomas. And Hamilton fouls Snow. Here's the graphic. Wilt Chamberlain, 160 double-digit rebound. Now, the guy who is his stats man is across the way. He's a legend in the NBA. There's Harvey Pollack. Look at him. I mean, this guy is a legend here around the entire NBA. Nobody keeps more numbers. He found me in the hallway, and he had a couple of sheets of stats with which bench is the best defensive bench in the history of the NBA. I mean, he's got stats on top of. He's the only guy I know who saw Wilt's 100-point game over there. Harvey Pollack. All right. We'll take his word for it. Off the glass, Iverson.
I tell you what, watching this game, one thing is very apparent. And it's that the Pistons really miss Chauncey Billups in the lineup.
Great point, Shad.
And, you know, they're struggling putting points on the board, and they look like they don't know what they're doing on the offensive end numerous times down the floor. That's where you miss your point guard.
Yeah, they've been totally out of sync, and absolutely right. Atkins has played his heart out, played awfully well in game 2, and they're going to call Snow. Well, here's a reminder, Sunday Night Baseball presented by Nextel, Red Sox against the Twins at 8 Eastern. Reminder also available on ESPN's new high-definition service, ESPN HD, the big picture in sports. And next door to us, over there in the vet, Jim Thome of the Philadelphia Phillies. Thome hit a monster last night.
And he has a lot of monsters, man. He hits balls that never come back.
Yeah, it approached the Star. Who was it who hit that one out there? Was it Willie Stargell? I can't remember. Somebody hit a rocket ship up there once, and Thome came after it. Chucky Atkins picks it up. This is a tough crowd in here in Philly. This guy
really
behind me is a
is.
beauty. He's chanting CBA, CBA as Chucky comes down the floor. Give the kid a break. Come on.
Too many Crown and Sevens behind us.
Yeah, on the money. Try to trap the little man. He kicks it outside to Van Horn. Yes. Oh, baby.
There's too much of everything right now for the Pistons. Too much ball movement, too much creativity, too much rebounding, too much defense, you name it. The loss of Chauncey Billups, the 76ers blowing this game wide open.
On Van Horn. Billups remains a question mark for game 4 as back-to-back games. Now, this cushion is a huge advantage for Larry Brown, in my opinion, because Eric Snow, and to a certain extent Allen Iverson, but certainly Eric Snow, they can rest some big minutes in the fourth quarter and get ready for the fourth game. It could not have broken better for Brown and the Sixers, and Atkins and the Pistons trying to hang in there and have something to build on here, but this is a big advantage for them.
Absolutely, because you can't sit Snow down. He's hobbled, even though he hasn't played that way this afternoon. You get to rest those guys, get the bench guys a couple more minutes.
Stolen back by Coleman. Now that's how he used to do it at Syracuse.
Wow. I mean, even when things go your way, Hamilton comes up with the steal. He's unable to hold on to it. And Derek Coleman takes it from the guard.
Occur. Thomas again. Just wants it. That's all it is. Desire. The story of rebounding in the NBA.
Ben Wallace only has 141 more consecutive games to go, and if he doesn't get a lot of rebounds here, he may find himself sitting out in the fourth quarter.
Blocked by Occur. Van Horn up firing. Folks, it looks like we've got a series in this Eastern semifinal. The Philadelphia 76ers come home and begin to battle back. Derek Coleman, just one of the many positive stories. Watch him go hard now to the rack. Get out of my way.
I love Big DC switching hands. He's a lefty, but he goes up and puts it down with that right hand.
This is a team named Desire tonight.
You can spend. Chevy, the cars you can depend on, the cars that last. We'll be there. Long-lasting Energizer. Do you have the bunny inside? And the Wagner Quick Touch Power Roller. Professional results fast.
Don't forget game 2 ahead as the Mavs and Kings hook up. Bobby Jackson playing with the fractured cheekbone. Boy, that's got to be tough, Brett.
Well, there's Allen Iverson. You know, Eddie F. Rush wearing a mic has given us some great sound during this game. Let's go back to the first half. Allen objected. Listen up.
You went for that, man. You went for that. I mean, what did I do, man? I made him flop. I made him back up that hard like that. I hit him that hard. I grabbed him. That's what you thought. That was a lot of contact, wasn't it? Huh? I know, you a cool dude, man. You a cool referee.
You're a cool dude. That's not worth a T. You can call a referee a cool dude, and that's cool.
That's something you can get away with, huh?
That's exactly right. Edmonds Hamilton here, 4:46 left in the third. Occur knocked Iverson down. Foul Pistons, no question about it. He gave him a Turkish hammer that time.
Does Okur look like Lambeer in that uniform. A little more athletic
He hit
ability.
like Lambeer that time, too.
Yes, he did.
The ebbs and flows, of the NBA playoffs. In and out. Okur trying to stay with it and does.
But you know what you're going to find here is you're going to find that the Pistons are going to pick up more fouls coming down the stretch because you can't now try to turn on your aggressiveness because it's going to work against you.
Rip alone.
He's been about the only bright spot. I believe he's the only guy in double figures for this team.
Iverson. Wallace going up with Thomas, and Thomas whistled for the foul this time. And let's remind everybody again tomorrow, Spurs-Lakers, 3 p.m. on ABC. Game 4 now, and of course we certainly send along our best wishes to Laker coach Phil Jackson with an angioplasty. We hope he's going to be okay. And then tomorrow night, TNT will have Pistons-Sixers, Game 4 of this series. Back-to-back games. The Mavericks and Kings have to play back-to-back, and Thomas shaken up. Wallace, if we're keeping track of the rebounding story, he ended the half with 3 rebounds, and he does not have a single rebound yet in this half. And Thomas being forced to go back to the locker room. I'm sure Sal will get us an update when he can back there. And Kenny Thomas has played a tremendous game here tonight. 14 rebounds.
Oh, you know, Ben Wallace only has 3 or 4 rebounds here this late in the game. That tells you that the Pistons aren't here. Even when they play bad, Big Ben is at least out there dominating, grabbing double-figure rebounds at the least.
You know, Van Horn just hit his 3rd tray. They didn't have 1 3-point basket in the first half. And he has 15 points, 11 this quarter.
That's because they established themselves inside first to start the game.
All in the second half, those threes. Okur swinging into the paint. Well, the Detroit Pistons, they trailed Orlando 3-1. Made a tremendous run and pulled that out in a 7th game. Won the first 2 games at home. And Van Horn misses. Okur rebounding. Finally came up flat in this one, but there'll be some things to regroup. And
oh, really? The big secret to game 6 and 7 in that Orlando series was Chauncey Billups. 77 points in those last 2 games. Then comes back with a strong showing in game 1 and hurts his ankle.
Van Horn. Okur tracks it down. McKee cuts Hamilton off, and Iverson almost had a steal. And he's in pain. There'd be a warning by a referee if this was a fight. This was a little bit below the belt, ladies and gentlemen. This was a little painful to watch.
And you know, there's nothing worse because everybody in the arena knows you got hit, and you can't really scream and yell and lay down like you want to.
No basket. Okur traveled.
Now you get hit like this, you just want to go to a dark room and lay down in the fetal position. Just take a couple deep breaths.
Iverson. So he'll take a seat here. Detroit struggling. They've turned it over 9 times in this game, 6 in this quarter. And the person in the most pain right now is Allen Iverson.
Thinking about life insurance? On Mother's Day? You're such a mom. Life insurance, loans, retirement. AIG. We know money.
Don't let anything stop you from satisfying your late night hunger. Taco Bell is open late. Spice up the night. Open late.
The heist was perfect.
Go.
The only threat was the one they never saw coming.
There's nowhere you can go where we won't find you.
On May 30th.
You took my father from me. I'm taking this.
They're not in it for the pay.
Just blew the element of surprise.
Surprised? They're in it.
I don't do dog. What happened? I had a bad experience.
For the payback.
What's happened to my truck? You know this was never about the gold. Whatever helps you sleep at night, sweetheart.
The Italian Job.
Got the Holy Spirit.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, May 30th.
Well, Dirk Nowitzki finally got a little help in Game 2. More help than I think anyone could imagine. Mavericks and Kings. Game 3 is on the way next.
Okay, Kevin, and here in Game 3, Philadelphia has dominated it. We'll check the Chevy Trucks game track on this one. And right from the get-go, the Sixers dominated on the glass. They've hit 45%, 40-19. And Sal, one of the negatives now was Kenny Thomas going back to the locker room. What's the story?
That's right, Brent. I talked to the team doctor, Dr. McPhillamy. He said that Kenny Thomas has a strained right quad, and it looks like his return will be doubtful for the rest of this game. That's a strained right quad, Brent.
Let's hope, Sal, it's not too serious. It's becoming a bit of a war of attrition around the league. Chauncey Billups not playing tonight. Now we've got Thomas. Word about Chris Webber being unable to go for Sacramento inside of 2 minutes here in the third quarter. And Hamilton, that's a three in front of his family.
A nice play. Tayshaun Prince going out that little pick and roll with Ben Wallace. When Wallace cut to the bucket, the defense had to suck in to prevent him from getting an easy bucket. And Hamilton was left wide open.
Hill inside, so he picks up for Thomas.
It doesn't matter who the 76ers have in the paint right now. Everybody they have is either getting an offensive rebound or scoring the ball or going outside, knocking down a three ball.
McKee chasing and commits the personal foul. Only a second. Now Rick Carlisle and his staff done an outstanding job in 2 years that he has worked for Joe Dumars up in Detroit. They've given that city a lot of excitement. Well, with the Red Wings going down in flames and the Tigers never getting started, although Rick did tell us before the game that they finally put together a 4-game winning streak. I said, who are they playing? Kansas City? I don't know. It's hard to believe that the Tigers have fallen as far as they have in baseball. There's Joe Dumars. Underappreciated as a player because of the great skill level of Isaiah Thomas. But one of those guys, not unlike Eric Snow, who played collegiately at Michigan State. Does a lot of little things that don't necessarily show up in numbers, but makes everybody around him better. Sean, would you agree with Snow on that?
I would agree with that. I love to watch Eric Snow play. And like I said at the beginning of the telecast, throw out the numbers with what he accomplishes on the floor. He's an emotional leader. He's a physical leader. And you have him out there on the floor, and he's easily one of the vital cogs for the 76ers team.
Rick giving Okur a lot of playing time in this game, inside of a minute. He knows he might need his muscle in on the glass as this series continues to unfold. There is Coleman screening Okur off that time. Iverson cut off from the open floor by Prince, but on the other side, Buckner missed the shot, and Wallace, that's what they need more of. Rebounds from Big Ben like that.
That was a man board. That's what that was.
That was number 5. Hill will attempt to defend him. And Wallace said, let's go, my friend. Tracked down by McKee. Another one of those underappreciated players, Aaron McKee. There are so many of them in the NBA. We talk about the All-Stars all the time, but there's some great role players in this league.
76ers are full of them.
Iverson missing, and the quarter comes to an end. But you know the key man for Philadelphia, folks, Keith Van Horn. Larry Brown said he needed a big game from him. Just his presence on the floor would make a difference, and it did, Sean.
He's been a huge difference here, and he started because he got established early inside in the first half, and then he comes back and knocks down that three ball. He's showing you his versatility. For a guy 6'10" to be able to go inside and then out is remarkable. Keith Van Horn is a talented ball player.
Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning. Well, let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Well, let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning. I gotta know right now, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Let me sleep.
Why would you go to a casual dining restaurant and spend $32 for a quality meal when you could go to KFC and get the same thing for half the price?
Head over to KFC for the Family Feast meal. Now get 10 pieces of original recipe or extra crispy chicken, 3 large sides, 6 biscuits, and a free Pillsbury chocolate cake, all for only $15.99.
So you really can have your cake and eat it too.
They have cake! Cake!
This is what happens when you offer free cake!
Free cake!
Come in for the Family Feast and get free cake.
Do it fast, do it furious.
You ready for this?
I was made for this.
On June 6th,
Let's see what this thing can do.
it's not what you drive,
We settled this on the blacktop.
it's how you live.
I got a problem with authority.
Too Fast, Too Furious. Rated PG-13.
Ask me no question. I'll tell you no lie. Ask me no question. I'll be yours.
不能再写，不能再写。不行不行不行，再写，再写，再写。哎呀呀，不行不行不行。哎，不行不行不行，不行不行不行。
Thanks for making me a fighter.
Richard Jefferson.
Makes me that much
There's a
stronger.
rejection by Big Ben. Parker jumped it with the step, gives it up. A 3-on-2 kid. Hold it. Oh, yes. Iverson. Beautiful feed.
Thanks for making me a fighter.
Welcome to the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, just across the way at the vet, the Philadelphia Phillies are playing. As you swing out, the rock concert is between us, and then there's the First Union Center there in the background. You can see the Comcast sign up there. That's where we are for the basketball game. And boy, it's been some lean times here in Philly. I certainly remember the great run. Billy Cunningham, the coach, 1983. Dr. J. Then the Philadelphia Phillies in 1980 with Pete Rose, won a world championship. The Flyers, the Bullies of Broad Street in 75. You got to go back to 1960 with the Philadelphia Eagles. Chuck Bednarik in that game with the championship. And over the last 20 years, the 4 majors. You can see the Yankees leading the way for New York with 4 of those. And down at the bottom, Philadelphia with a whole bunch of great sports fans in this city. And they're very knowledgeable, too, I might add.
And they're boisterous.
Yes, they are. They'll let you know it. And isn't it fun to come in here? Get yourself, you know, a pretzel, put a little mustard on it. Go over there and get a cheesesteak not far from here.
Yeah.
Get a cold glass of beer and settle on in and talk some ball in Philadelphia. They got 2 great new stadiums going up close to us, too. One for the Phillies and the other for the Eagles. They'll be great facilities and shot clock. Detroit's not here mentally today, and
No.
it can happen in a playoff city. You know, Rick knows it. Chauncey Billups, of course, not being able to play, as Sean has told you a couple times here tonight. That's a big difference in this game.
There's no question about it. But besides that, they need to bring the energy and the effort that just hasn't shown up.
There'll be a different team tomorrow night. And one. That's just the way the playoffs are.
And that's a good thing. You have another one tomorrow. But you definitely have to watch this film and see what kind of effort and energy you came out with. There's Derek Coleman showing you superior strength underneath and enough focus to put that ball down.
Now, we told you that this was going to give Larry Brown a big advantage with snow. He took him out late in the 3rd quarter. He still has him sitting. Allen Iverson has dished out 10 assists in this game. Barry goes to the rack. There's another Philadelphia rebound. And Iverson coming hard on that. Pull it back out and just run a little time off the clock. Now the Sixers will be very content just to sit on this lead, milk it, get the shot clock down inside 10. Take this one, go to bed, and get ready for tomorrow's game 4. That's exactly what we're facing right here. Buckner in and out and into Kerr's hands.
That's exactly right. You only have about 2 or 3 more minutes for your stars to stay on the court here if you can keep this lead.
Atkins fouled, so he'll shoot a pair of free throws. Yeah, sitting on a 20. We've got a moment here. Let me remind you that NBA.com, they've compiled the 10 greatest shots. 10 greatest shots in NBA playoff history. Log on to cast your vote and pick the best shot only on NBA.com. Let's see. Sean Elliott's 3 from the corner. That was pretty good.
You think it'll make it?
Yeah, that was a good one, man. Move over there. Who'd you beat up on that shot? Who was defending?
It's a couple guys. A couple guys got a mouthful of ball in that shot.
They always double team my partner when he shot those threes. Let's see. Of course, the one I remember is when Michael stole the ball from Malone, came down, and against Russell, rose up in Salt Lake.
Oh,
and that was such a great photograph. Yeah, that might be one of the finals, huh? For the best shot. Buckner outside. Yeah, last week, Michael took his convertible and moved on down the road, huh? Allen Iverson with a jump shot.
Yeah, that was a nice convertible, wasn't it?
Yeah. I expect to see him smoking a big stogie as he was rolling out of Dodge, huh? Wallace, jump hook.
Big Ben's getting some reps now on the low block.
Well, they need him to come out and be very aggressive tomorrow night. He'll be a big focal point in that game. And certainly the Pistons are hopeful that Chauncey Billups will be back. Tayshaun Prince is fouled, and he'll be at the free throw line. There is Chauncey. When you saw that injury occur in game 1, you winced because it just flattened out the leg when he turned that ankle over, and you knew right away that was a serious ankle injury.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you get those ankle sprains that you'd almost rather break your ankle than sprain it, because I've had ankle sprains that last 4 or 5 months.
Oh, boy, I have to look away. And he was, again, to follow up, he came out tonight. Ankle was heavily taped. He came out and shot around for a little bit. Obviously, did not have full movement in the ankle and told him he couldn't go in this game. And they are so very hopeful that they'll get him back here for game 4.
You know, if I was a coach this time of year, I'm going to make sure that all my players basically have a cast on their ankle. Just tape it up, put lots of tape on it, and get used to it. Bite the bullet.
Buckner is fouled. You know, it's interesting that Snow has come back in this game. Larry must feel that the Pistons are fully capable, and they're